medicine, the branch of Polish Academy awarded Professor Dashti with the high distinction. Thank you for the attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Mlinsky, for this speech. والآن من هو ألبرت شوايتزر؟ بعد كل هذا الكلام والمقدمات سؤال نود أن نعرف جوابه. اسمحوا لي أن أقدم لكم الدكتور كريستيان ملينسكي رئيس جمعية الدكتور ألبرت شوايتزر للطب لإلقاء كلمته، فليتفضل. We might all would like to know who is Dr. Albert Schweitzer. Let me introduce Dr. Christian Mlinsky, President, Albert Schweitzer Society of Medical Doctors and Humanists, under patronage of Polish Academy of Medicine. Please welcome.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to briefly introduce to you the person of Albert Schweitzer. May I have the first slide, please? Albert Schweitzer was living at the turn of 19th to 20th century at the years of 1875 to 1965. He was a multi-talented man and showed many trends of personal activity. In common judgment, he is associated with only doctor's activity, but he also was a great thinker, humanist, as well as philosopher, theologian, priest, musician, musicologist, writer, commentator, social worker, and philanthropist. He was also a Nobel Prize winner. Albert Schweitzer, as a thinker, was far ahead of his times. The way he used to think aroused admiration and respect of many of his contemporaries, but at the same time, this way was difficult to understand and to follow. He proclaimed that all the people were brothers, regardless of skin color, and no one could thoughtlessly kill any living beings, whether they were animals or plants, and that real human progress might be made only through the conscious progress of many individuals, so the development of the technology alone might threaten humanistic values. Albert Schweitzer considered the humanistic values to be basic and primary. Schweitzer's conceptions applying to development and culture stress spiritual and ethical dimensions of cultural progress. His criticism of his contemporary European culture undermines the common belief in progress and existing values. He expresses his opinion for the development of intellectual and ethical culture. Because he not only criticizes culture and points at the errors of its development, but suggests his own proposals for its recovery, he may be also considered to be as a doctor of culture. He thought ethics was the core of culture. The ethics he created is characterized by interaction of thinking and belief, as well as philosophy and religion. Therefore, it is a universal ethics for both believers and unbelievers. Neither a nature nor religion he considered to be isolated from each other, but he used to describe them within the confines of the culture. This kind of thinking turns out to be useful for contemporary anthropology of culture. Moral conceptions of a good proclaimed by Schweitzer are based on doing good because of loving the other human beings as if they were fellow men, as well as on the basis of respect the others as if they were fellow men and general elimination of suffering applying to all the living beings. Schweitzer's humanitarianism used to integrate people of various cultures, ideologies, and opinions. A personal example has a great meaning while realizing humanitarian ideals. It directly affects and enables to justify that proclaimed ideals are not unrealistic abstraction, dreaminess, or just a theory. Unity of Schweitzer's thinking and action made him represent an ideal example that the theories proclaimed by him might be realized in practice. Thus, he might be considered to be a symbol of great humanism. He knowingly gave up a personal career in order to provide a doctor's help to all these who needed it the most. This is a beautiful example of humanitarianism and solidarity with the poorest of the poor ones. Such a humankind represents a paragon, an example to be followed by other doctors. It is also an example showing the way a doctor's personality should be molded in order he or she was intelligent, competent, and friendly to people, and especially to sick persons who really need help.